Continuing on with this exercise, we want to take the objects that are already drawn and add them to an appropriate layer. So if you'll click on your object and type LI for list, you'll notice that they came in on a different layer than one we'd like to use. Hit escape to get rid of that image. I have a list of layers that you need to add in Canvas. So we're going to go ahead and do those. I'm going to create layers LB building. Next one, LB overhang. Next one, LB trees. LB text. And, oops, we already have that one in use, so we don't need to add that. And LB property. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure that they have the properties that we wanted to have shown. So the property line is going to need to be a dash with two dots or two small dashes and then another dash. So it's not shown here on our line type. We will need to load it. So that's going to give us some new line types that we want to use. Scroll down and find the one that is named divide. Click OK. Here is where you need to click a second time, and that assigns that line type to the layer. So divide and hit OK. Our line weight is 0.30 and our color is magenta. So we're down here at the index colors. It's color number 6. Overhang. That one is going to be yellow. It is going to be a dashed line. And the thickness of that line is 0.20. Okay, trees. Let's see, LB trees. Let's change that to green. Continuous line, and the thickness of that is 0.15. It's going to be helpful when we go to plot. Our text, that's already set up and ready to go. And building, that is correct as well. So magenta, continuous line, 0.30. This is all set up. We're ready to go. Now, the object of this is to set these items onto the correct layer. So using your select, you can select them or use Windows to select. Go to your scroll down menu in the layer properties, and those are going to be LB concrete. So you've got that taken care of. Hit escape or enter to deselect your objects. Select and add them to the correct layer. Select, add them to the correct layer. This one's going to be a little more challenging because each of these came in as their own little arc. So continue along until you have all of your items on the right layer. I'll put these on LB shrubs. I'm just clicking escape as I go. There's probably a better way to deselect, but I'm not using it. LB shrubs. If you don't have LB shrubs, create a layer named LB shrubs. We're selecting the tree and putting it on the correct layer. And for some reason this object was not by layer, so it didn't inherit the properties of the layer and become green. So you want to make sure that it is changing color along with the layer itself. Okay, we want to make sure that we get the building. And let's put the door on the same layer for now. A lot of times you're going to want to put it on its own layer. That way you will have the opportunity to change the thickness of that line and turn them on and off. But for this project, that is sufficient. Now we're going to select all of the text. So you'll notice that the tree is selected and we do not want it to be on the same layer as the text. So use your Shift button and select with your mouse, and that will take that object off of the layer. And it looks like it's still on the wrong layer, but we can deal with that next. Let's go to LB Text, and we have that on the correct layer. Now go back to the tree, and we're putting that on LB Trees. Okay, we have the property lines. Put those on LB Property. You'll notice that the line broke. Now let's make LB Property our current layer by scrolling down and just selecting it, and draw a polyline, PL, enter, from the end point to the end point of the back of the house, because we're missing that line. The next thing we'd like to do here is erase the perimeter box from the PDF. So select that and hit E. Or E, enter. Select your objects and hit enter. The next thing we need to do is add some utilities to this project. And so you don't have your utilities shown. So let me start where we're starting. Go over to your old project, which should still be here, and we can use pieces of this on the new project. So type CO for copy. Select the water meter and the gas and electric meters. Hit enter. Select your base point, which will be the corner of the garage. I'm scrolling to zoom and pan. Zoom in and select the corner of the garage. And because that's all we need, hit enter. So you should have electrical and gas, as well as a water meter down by the street. Your drawing should look like this, and you can save and submit this drawing.